Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you are doing well. I'm guided and led by Spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events, and unfortunately, in this case, children. Disclaimer: all cases, names, people are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Lily and Jack have been missing since allegedly Friday, May the 2nd, around 10 a.m. So where the blue arrow is, we find these numbers. And just seeing this now, because I just laid out the charts now. In this time zone here, which in numerology sakes is very broad, but effectively the sun is up in that zone. It's daytime zone. We have a 9 plus 9 conflict here. All right, so we got serious problems, unfortunately. And thank you to Baki Boys for making the request. I do appreciate it. I was actually just thinking less than 24 hours ago that I need to find a missing persons case. There is treachery abound, unfortunately. Now, I'm picking up now, I will just say, in my opinion, and I'll go through it, this happened at an interpersonal level. But I also want to just say, in other words, yes, within the household home, knowing the person. But I also just want to say there's another energy around here. And I almost want to say there's almost like also a sacrificial energy around here. Now, I just need to distinguish whether it's the current satanic energy flow culminating in, like, for example, partly, but at least the Met Gala. But certainly, I believe in the case of Lily and Jack, we find a 15/6, April 29. There's a 15/6, usually adult male, or, okay, let me just clarify that. So we find a 15/6, technically would seem familiar to the kids, but he's the guy, okay? So if I believe there's a stepfather involved here, right? Or there's a stepfather with the wife who now have a new baby. On April 29, unfortunately, we also find a number 42, 42, outcome 6, which is the reverse, if you will, of 24/6. So let me just say, 24/6 is the out and out family number. 24/6 represents family, right? Now, when you have 42/6, it's the reverse of family. So one can say, I won't say divorce, but it's like the breakup of family. Divorce would be like a 16/7. Divorce, separation, 16/7. But yeah, this is like the family is being broken. So what has caused the family to be broken? So, in my humble opinion, a participant in the breakup of the family is the 15-6. Now, generically speaking, 15-6 speaks about someone familiar, is older, but it's not been shown as a 40 outcome for. Now, I've just been shown. So I'm also feeling whatever has transpired here, there was an ongoing thing in the household here. There's ongoing. 16-7 can speak about also repetitive behavior. And when we look in the 72-hour scan, I just put these numbers out. The only work I've done on this so far is while putting out the numbers. So even within the 72-hour scan, what would be the May the 3rd in the energy flow read, we would find a 16-7. There's a 16-7 in the day. 39-12-3. I don't like that 39-12-3, so we'll find it here. You see, April 30, something's already gone down, or something. So, okay, let me be clear. By the time we get to April 29, there's a problem here. Now, keep in mind that we're dealing with a family matter. Let's start at family level. That's why I raised the points of 42-6 is a family number, but a negative. 33-6, what I've been finding in particularly cases around children, it's the kind of number, 33-6 is what you don't want to find around children, particularly in the context of, we have missing children. What is going on in the home? 33-6, we don't want near children. Can speak about SA, that kind of stuff. Now, whenever something ghastly happens, particularly within families, interpersonal relationships, in this case, we find a 30 outcome 3. So Mama Bear has a freak out. Whatever transpired on April 29, and this is where investigators need to see what happened in that household. This wasn't an abduction. Let me just say right now, this was not an abduction. Okay? April 30, so Mama Bear's had an outburst here, huh? She's discovered the truth, or she's realized something, or something has gone horribly wrong in this household. 34-7, this now pings directly on the marriage. Now, there's been some cases recently where the new child forged by the new partners takes precedent over the kids from previous marriages or relationships. Isn't that terrible? Because if you think about it, at one point, then they would have been the number ones, if you know what I mean. Now there's a new guy, new sperm cell, new baby, new life. What has gone down here? That we find typically on May 1, but I'm doing an energy read. April 31 does not exist on any planet that we're aware of anyway. But I'm doing it as a flow, energy flow read. Here's a 31 for you. Here's a body. April 27, 31 4, body. So I'm just saying that it feels like, whether that's connected or not, but there's something very heinous that's going on around this time zone, like very heinous. And of course we can say 2 missing children from a family home. It's like a lot of them say, no, we were fixing the nappy with the infant baby, and we didn't see little one run into the dam. Or little one must have walked out the house while we were feeding, and we had to feed at this hour. I want to say, let's be positive and see if we can find signs of life. Before anyone knows anything has happened, before anyone knows that Lily and Jack have gone missing, right? Before anyone knows anything. There's a 31-4 the day before. There's a terrible 35-8 number here. That is destruction of biology. 44-8. Plan is in action. Cover up 17-8. Unfortunately, we have another destruction number 32-5. So there's unfortunately, it's destruction of biology, then destruction of that destruction, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm still getting the sense that it's not looking good. There's terrible numbers. So as it is now, that is the current narrative where the blue blocks are, right? In other words, that is the 72-hour scan. However, if we move it, it's an in and out. I'm a little bit scared to completely let go and try and see what transpired, because obviously this is terrible, right? What Lily, I believe, was 6 and Jack 4, right? So I'm seeing like a combination of earth, metal, where we'd find them, earth, metal. I believe, and I know this is going to sound terrible, but I believe there would be various land locations to find, if we find remains. Because like I said, here's destruction number 35.8, destruction, and here's another destruction number 32.5. And we see the 31.4 is before the destruction number. So we have the 31.4 and then the 35.8 happens. What's concerning me, you see, this is what's concerning me about this. Okay, let me look at it from this perspective. As much as the dominant female on April 30 has an outburst, she is part of what has happened here. There's something continuous about something going on here. But unfortunately, I do believe we need to look inside the home and just ask the stepfather one more time, just describe what you were doing at the time and not with the baby, with Lily and Jack. That before it actually even happened, 33.6, I believe, is what's happened here. But before that, knowingly, this was going to be illegal.